What's going on again, guys? Welcome back to the episode of E-Train Games. I am your host, the E-Train, and, yeah. I'm sorry, guys, I haven't made a video in so long. I lost my job, and then I was looking for another job, and, I finally found one. Good job. It's a lot better than the one I had, and, I've just been working a lot of hours lately. So when I get home, I'm tired, I want to have some time to myself, and, well, I went on my YouTube account and I realized I haven't been doing this in about two and a half months, something like that. And I couldn't believe when I saw it. I was like, really, it's been that long. So I was thinking to myself, I don't know what I should do. I don't remember what the last one I did. Um, but I decided today to do one. It's a good one. I'm probably gonna make this episode a lot longer because I haven't done one in so long, so it kind of deserves to be longer than what I usually try to run at. But I will get started. Now, if you don't know by the title of this video, it's all of my Sega Genesis games. Before I start this, I just want to say that when I was a kid, the Genesis to me was it was kind of a weird console because I played games on it, but it wasn't my favorite. Like, I was more into 64 and Dreamcast and PS1 at the time. Um, but the Genesis to me still holds a special place in my heart because I used to watch my uncles play all the games that were on the Genesis. And I remember asking them before, can I join in when I was like 3 or 4? And they would be like, no, you're too young for this. Do something else. And I remember those memories so well. And maybe I didn't play as much as I did all the other consoles I have, but the Gen still holds to me as the time where I got to see a game and watch it and like a movie. I remember times where they would play a Sonic game or a football game, and I would watch it like it was a cartoon on Saturday or like it was a football game on Sunday, and I remember that so well. And it's just special to me. I mean, maybe I didn't play a game or maybe I didn't really do anything, but to me it was still special just to sit there and watch. So, like I said, the Genesis is not my favorite console, but I still hold it dear to me because I have those memories and I always want to hold on to them. And every time I see the Genesis, the first thing I think of is sitting in front of the TV and watching them play all the time. But without further ado, I know I don't want to cry. I'm getting to that point right now, and I want to get there. I need to stop. But anyway, I'll show you my entire collection. Now, just a side note, there's a lot of games here. I don't know how long this is going to take. I think the last time I checked, I had about 100, no, probably around between 70 to 90. It might be more than that or less than that, but it's somewhere in the ballpark. So I'm going to try and running through these. But like I said, I'm going to make the video a little longer because some of the games I got, my uncles played, and I want to tell a little bit about them and stuff like that. But I'll try to go through them as much as I can, and we'll go from there. Most of these are in cases. I have some that aren't, so I'm probably going to show those first just because they're like up in front, and I'll be like, I'll just show them off. I am in the process of getting cases for these. I haven't found good prices on them for right now. And a lot of them, there's not even a real case for these yet. Some of them I did buy replacement cases, so it's not the original black cases from Sega, but they're still worthy to put in because, I think other collectors know they dry out and other things like that, and they break over time. So I'd rather just have them in a case. It may not be the actual case, but it's in something protective. So, but the ones I don't have in cases are ones that I can't find for right now. But I will be planning on, in the future, getting cases for them. So, and I know, I changed my beard up a little bit. I usually have the whole thing going on, and I changed to just this now, so weird, I know. So anyway, let's start. I got Last Battle right here. Not too bad. Really weird game. I got The Revenge of Shinobi. Really good game. One of my favorite carts, Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage, in a red cartridge. Carnage is probably my favorite villain, and probably I wouldn't say of all time because Joker is my favorite of all time, but Carnage is up there pretty high. And I don't know. I just my favorite color is red, so him being red makes it even better. So, but yeah, Carnage is one of my favorites. James Bond 007, The Duel. I heard this game was like pretty bad. Abrams Battle Tank. It's alright. Nothing too special. A favorite of mine, Comic Zone. It's one of my one of my favorites. I have a bunch of favorites on here, but it's one of my top favorites. I don't know how to say this, but I think it's called Chakan. I don't know, something like that. But it's all right. It's not, like I said, not a favorite, but it's decent. I got kind of a rare game, more in the box expensive, but kind of rare. Afterburner 2, just the game. I don't know why, but this game is getting kind of expensive. I don't know why. The Terminator, right here, not too bad. I never played it yet, so I don't know how that plays. We got here, X-Men. I like the cover. Looks really cool. Got Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. It is kind of cracked at the bottom. If I remember right, I think I got this from a yard sale like just this past summer. This guy had like a bin filled with stuff, and I remember buying the bin, and in the in the bin was this game. It has that, like I said, that chip missing out of the case in the front, but other than that, it works fine. So I'll just leave it alone for now. Then I got Super Street Fighter 2. Just the game. It's almost in mint condition. Got a Tengen game, Paperboy. This is actually game is not expensive. It's just kind of hard to find. Primal Rage. I was never really into this game at all when I was younger. Hard Driving. I actually remember this game in the arcade. Unless it was a clone, because I thought this game looked familiar before. So it's also by Tengen, too. So. And the last one is Marble Madness. So, I used to have this on the NES, which, for side note right now, I actually sold my entire NES collection probably about a month ago or so. The only reason why I sold is because the GameStop that I live near at had the Switch, and they had, I don't know, a handful at the time. So I wanted to make some easy money, and I saw my Nintendo, and I'm looking at it. I'm just like, well, I was very skeptical. Like, I wanted to sell it, but half of me is like, well, if I do, I'm gonna regret it and stuff. But then over of videos watched on YouTube, they were saying that, oh, a lot of the games on NES are on Game Boy. I'm like, oh, well, then I don't really need the NES. If I want, I'll just buy it for Game Boy, which it's a lot cheaper on Game Boy. So I was like, alright, well, I guess we'll just sell it. So I sold everything I had for NES, the light gun, all the games, the system, the controllers, everything. What did I get? I think I got like 400. So right when I sold the NES, I went to GameStop and I got the Switch. So I have the Switch now. Yay. With the Switch. Yeah. And it's just funny how, you know, Nintendo's first console, I sell it and I get the newest console they just made. So it's kind of funny to think like that as well. But sometimes I do think about it. Sometimes I wish I still had it. Just say I have it. But the other half of me is like, well, if I did, I never would have had the Switch. So it's kind of a back and forth thing. But overall, I'm kind of glad I got rid of it. Because the guy I sold it to, you know, I kind of know who he is a little bit. Like, I've seen him around before. So, you know, I wasn't too upset about that. So, but anyway, let's keep moving on. Alright, so now all these are in cases now. Excuse me. So all these are in cases now, so let's go by a little easier for me. I just hope I don't knock the whole thing over. Classic. Everyone needs to have it, but Altered Beast. Sorry about the glare. Oh boy. Altered Beast. I think it's not complete, but it does have a. I think it's a Golden Axe 2 poster. I think it is, if I remember right. But yeah. It's one of those games you play a few times and then you give up because it's just too hard. But it's definitely good, though. I like it. We have a cardboard box with the sleeve. Is Animaniacs. It is complete. I'm not going to pull the whole thing out so it falls apart. Pretty good condition. Not the greatest in the world, but it's not that bad either. So, I used to watch them on TV all the time. I used to have the movie, and, you know, I loved watching them, so I had to pick it up. I got Asterisk and The Great Rescue. It is complete as well. I actually forget a lot of these are complete, but there's a game right here. Not too bad. It's not my favorite in the world, but I like the cartoon style. It's kind of like Looney Tunes. It reminds me of. Yes. So I got this game probably like maybe about last week, maybe a week before, something like that. But it's a game I've been looking for on the Super Nintendo, not on the Genesis. But the Super Nintendo is a lot more expensive than this version, so I got this version instead. But it'll be Boogerman, a pick and flick adventure. Pretty funny game. It is complete as well. It's definitely a funny game. Just because like to attack enemies, like you like pick your nose and you like throw it at them and stuff, and you injure them. It's really weird, but it reminds me a lot like a Mario game and like a I don't know, kind of like a Gunstar Hero type-ish game, a little bit. But it's pretty good. I recommend it to anybody. But definitely go for the Genesis version, though. It's not expensive. Super Nintendo is way more expensive for some odd reason. But it's a definitely good game. I'll probably play it. I don't know when. I'm actually in the middle of playing Doom 3 right now for the Xbox. So I don't know when I'm going to be getting to that game, but hopefully soon. Cardboard box again. Bubsy. Everyone knows about Bubsy. It is not complete, just the game, which is alright. But it's in a pretty weird, pretty weird cardboard case. So I've never seen one like this before. So, but nonetheless, it's not bad. I like the second one better, which I do have the second one. But the second one I think is better. So, it's not complete, just the game, which is fine. But, not too bad. People don't really like this game a lot. I actually think it's alright. I mean, I like the song, or the tunes that play, but it's not overall my favorite game, but I don't think it is as bad as people said it is. I got Bugs Bunny and Double Trouble. I never really played this game. Whoops. I never really played this game this much. Probably like a handful of times. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like the art style that much on this game. That's alright, though. Excuse me. Yes, now, when I very first got my Genesis, I was probably about 12 or 13 at the time. And my local church, was doing, like a holiday house, which is basically oh my gosh, I can't talk. 3 days of a certain week in December, the school would do like a fundraiser, so they would sell like cookies, candy, electronics, household items, play Christmas music, and just have a good time. And it was during school, so we would get off of school early. I remember a couple times where we didn't have school a full day, and we just stayed there all day. Like, it was fun. Like, it was like the best 3 days of school, like, ever. Like, everyone loved it. And during one of those years, I was 12 or 13. I was in the 7th grade. I just went to 7th grade. And I remember walking into electronics and I found a Sega Genesis. Now, during that time, I never, like I said from the beginning, the Sega Genesis was kind of just to me because I just watched it. I never really got into it. But I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy it, sure. I forget exactly all that came with it. I know there was like at least 20 games, maybe 25, 30, but I know there's at least 20. And I bought it, and one of those games. I mean, over the years I sold it and stuff like that, but I got one back, and I got one of the games I got back, and that would be Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. The version I had only had the game; it didn't have the box with it. Unfortunately, it was just the game, but it didn't matter. I love this game. I actually gone back and replayed this multiple times. Um, I think I beat it like once or twice, I think. But I used to love playing this game, and it's definitely a favorite of mine on the Genesis by far. Another good game I used to play, I got when I had the other Genesis, that's Columns as well. I really like this game too, and it is complete. It's probably one of my favorite puzzle games. Not of all time, because I think Mean Bean Machine is probably my favorite of all time. But on the Genesis, this is probably a runner-up by far. Um, with Columns, I only had the game. I didn't have the manual or case. So, but definitely a good game. This game gets you thinking. Like it's a lot harder than people make it to be as. Because I do know, like, people were talking about, I don't know, about last year or something, about, like, how hard it actually is compared to Tetris and stuff. But it's a really good game, and, you know, I wish they came out with more games like that, because it got you thinking, where Tetris was kind of like, just, like, fill in whatever you can. This one was like, if you don't fill this, you're in trouble. So it's like, it's a version of, like, you have to do it. It kind of forces you into, so, but that's what I like about it, so. I got a cool spot here on the Genesis. Nothing too special, just the mascot of 7 Up. um, Crew Ball is another one. Not a huge favorite of mine. Not the greatest pinball game I've ever played, but it's not bad, considering it be for Genesis and stuff, so it's not the worst in the world. So it's pretty decent. Another game here, I got Cyberball also as well. Another pretty mediocre, is not complete, unfortunately. Pretty mediocre football game. Not too bad. Graphics are not bad either, but that's not my favorite in the world. Okay, so this was how about with the cases having a black back to it and stuff. This one is white because it's aftermarket. But this one's for Cyborg Justice. Probably one of my most favorite cover arts on a game. I'll get a little closer if I can. It's one of my most favorite ones on the Genesis. It's just the game. I'll show you the game. It even looks really cool on the game. Right there. So, that's the inside of it, by the way. So, what's really cool is that you can actually put, like, other games in here. So, they force, like, not force you, but they, like, if you want to have this game instead, put this in instead. So, it's like if you have a preference or whatever, you can change it. So, but since mine's Genesis, it goes in like that. So, but, yeah, like I said, it's not the original case, but I'd rather take this case than no case. And have the game ruin in a year because of whatever, of moisture or whatever. Yeah, so this is another game I love. I adore this game. Oh my gosh, I can't tell how much I love this game, and it's actually gone up in price a lot, but I found this game for about $23, $22, like a few years ago, and that would be Decap Attack. I adore this game. I've played it so many times. It's not complete, but it's just the game is fine. I play this game so many times. Oh my gosh, I just flashbacks right now. All I remember is that the scientist dude made you to save something, and then you use like your body, whatever. You have like no head, but you can find like skulls in like the place and put on your head and throw them at enemies, and you can get power ups. I think you can attack with your gut, I think, or something like that. I forget. It's been a while since I played this, but I remember playing that game a lot, and I loved it so much. Alright, next one is Desert Strike, Return to the Gulf. Um, it is complete, by the way. Whoops, almost fell out of there. Um, I think the one I played was Jungle Strike. But I can't find Jungle Strike right now for a good price because every time I find it, it's like $20. I actually got this for like $5, I think, $4 or $5. But you know, I think I played Desert Strike. I think I played Jungle Strike, and I think I like that one a lot better than this one. But nonetheless, it's still a good game. Got another white case. Disney's Aladdin as well. Everyone knows about Aladdin. Loved the movie. There's nothing to say. One of the hardest games they made. Also got Disney's Ariel the Mermaid as well. I used to have this on VHS when I was younger. It is complete. I used to have the movie, and I used to love watching the movie. So, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things you just never grew up on. That I never grew out of. I mean, another Disney game is Toy Story in the cardboard sleeve. This one's a little more bent out than the others with the corner and stuff, but you know, it's fine. It's in the original booklet. It ain't moving nowhere. It's fine. Very good game. I hold very close to my heart. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It is complete, which is pretty nice. I adore this game so much. I've played hundreds of hours of this game, and I still can't beat it. I played this game. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've played this game. I just adore this game, and it just never gets old for me. And you know, I have friends that remember this game, and they love it too. And it's just cool to see how this game still holds up to be my most favorite on the Genesis. Probably the number one on my Genesis would be this one. I just love it that much, and I still play it. I mean, to this day, it's not as much as I used to, but I still play it a lot, considered a lot of the other games I have. So, we got Echo the Dolphin right here. I think it's complete. Yes, it is complete. One another favorite art styles, cover and everything. I just love that. It looks really cool. So, yeah, Echo the Dolphin. Echo the Tides of Time, which I think is the sequel. I think it is complete as well. I think this is the sequel. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the sequel. Got Eternal Champions. Pretty good game. It is complete as well. I don't really know much about this game, but I do know it's like a 2D fighter, like Street Fighter or something. It's kind of like a Street Fighter clone. But it's pretty good. I played for a little bit, and it's definitely a game I could get into, but I'm not into fighters right now, so. F-22 Interceptor Advanced Tactical Fighter. This game is actually not that bad. It's just the game. It's actually not that bad. It's kind of like Afterburner, but it's not as great as Afterburner, but it's still pretty decent considering what it is. I think this actually came out before it became before Afterburner. So it came before, so that's why it's not as good, but it's still not bad. So another clear case, Fatal Fury, the first one. I am looking for it's just the game. I am looking for the sequel to this, but apparently it's very expensive. I don't know why. I did play this one, and I understand why everyone thinks that the sequel should be like $100 compared to this one being like 10. I don't know. I still say it's pretty decent for what it is. I don't say it's the greatest, but I don't say it's worth that much for a sequel. I don't know. FIFA Soccer 95. The the only reason why I got this game is because it's my birth year. So I saw it one day at my game store, and I saw it, and it was like I think all the sports games were like $1 for like the week or something because they had so many of them. And I saw this, and I saw 95, and I was like, it's my birth year. I was like, might as well. Turns out it's actually not that bad. FIFA on the Genesis. Which I don't really play FIFA at all. It's not my thing. It's just a game. But it's not my thing. But it's actually not that bad on the Genesis, so I'm actually surprised when I got it. Another game I hold close to my heart, and probably the hardest game I have on the Genesis, and that's Ghouls and Ghosts on the Genesis. One of my most favorite cover arts. I just love that. I told you, there's like 4 or 5 of these I just love so much, and this is another one. If I had a poster of this, I would buy it. And again, as well with the game, it's just the game, but it just looks so cool. But anyway. Yeah, everyone knows about Ghouls and Ghosts. It's King Arthur, and you have to save the princess, and I think if you get hit once or twice, you die, and you gotta, like, restart the whole level over again, so the game is meant to tick you off, basically. So, not a bad game, though. It is super hard, but it's not as hard as people... Okay, it's pretty difficult, let's put it that way. It is pretty difficult, but once you figure out, like, what to do, it actually gets pretty easy. So I still never beat it myself, but I've seen people that just breeze through this easily, so, but, I don't know, I might play it again, I might not, I don't know, depending on if I want to get mad or not. Pretty interesting game. I didn't know a company like this made such a thing, but it would be McDonald's made their own game on the Genesis, and it's called Mick and Mac as the Global Gladiators on the Genesis. It's just a game. During the 90s, McDonald's wanted to promote their food more. So they made a game, actually a couple, I think they made 2 or 3 on the Genesis, but this is one of them. And they made video games. This is actually not bad. This is a 2D platformer. He plays either Mick or Mac. Right? Mick or Mac. Yeah. Tongue twister. Mick or Mac. And, you go through, I think, 5 or 7 different worlds, and you gotta, like, beat, like, so many levels. You gotta collect gems, or something like that, I forget. Defeat all the bosses, and then get to the very end to get back home. Because I think, if I remember right, you guys wanted to be, like, gladiators, or, like, you know, famous people. And Ronald's like, oh, you want to? Just throws dust in their face, and then go into whatever comic book they're in, and now they're, like, the heroes of the comic book, or something like that. Which is pretty funny. But it's actually not that bad, and it's not that expensive. I think I got this one for like $10. It's actually not that expensive. I thought it was going to be way more because it's a company, like a high profiting company. But it wasn't that much, surprisingly. Well, yeah, it's definitely good though. I'd recommend that to anybody. It was pretty good. Copy of Jurassic Park. I do have the poster hanging up. It's actually right there. It's one of my most favorite posters in the room. It is complete as well. I don't know. I always did like Jurassic Park. I always did. So we got another clear case. And it's Jurassic Park Rampage Edition. There it is right there, just the game. Basically, all this really is just the sequel to the first game. Yeah, nothing too special. It's just a sequel. I don't know why they call it Rampage Edition. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. Another game that hold dear to my heart. Oh boy, so many memories. It'd be Kid Chameleon. Oh man, I love this game. Another one of my favorite covers ever. I just love this game. It is complete as well. Another game that took me forever to beat, and I think I beat it at least 3 times, I think, but it's always a game I always come back to the Genesis and always have fun playing this. I can remember so many things about this game. I could go on probably for about 4 hours about this game, but I won't, so it's okay. But just to know that it's definitely worth getting. I think this game is now about $30, but I'm telling you, the $30 is so worth it on this game. Alright, we got Lotus Turbo Challenge on the Genesis. Nothing too special, just a racing game. It's over here. Oh boy. Got Madden 95. Again, only got it because my birth year is 95, so I got the game with my birth year. Alright, we got The Adventures of Mighty Max on the Genesis. I never really got into this game either. I don't really like it that much. I just got it because a guy on YouTube was talking about it, and it looked alright. Oh, excuse me. It looked alright, but and then I played it, and I'm like, this is junk. So I didn't like it that much. I mean, people are probably gonna hate me for saying that, but I don't really like it that much. Another clear case. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I loved Power Rangers when I was a kid. I remember watching them all the time. There's the game. I remember watching it all the time on TV. Oh my gosh, I just loved it so much. I could never get enough of Power Rangers. And the game's actually a 2D beat 'em up game, so which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to play as the Rangers and fight evil and stuff. So pretty good game. I love I don't really love Power Rangers anymore, but once in a while I'll look to see what version like they are now, like all the different versions they came up with over the years. So it's just one of those things I don't watch, but I just kind of just see what's going on with them. Game, it's classic, but not my most favorite one out of all of them. But Mortal Kombat, not my most favorite one, but it's still pretty good. It's literally mint condition inside, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, not my most favorite one. I got one that's way better on the 64 that I like, but this one's not too bad. Of course, you gotta have Miss Pac-Man, or Mr. Pac-Man, which you want to call it, but Miss Pac-Man. Always a classic to have. It comes in the manual. I don't know why they would make a manual for a game like this. I don't know, like, how dumb can you be to not play Pac-Man or not know about Pac-Man? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think everyone in the world knows how to play Pac-Man. Not too bad. I think I think they did something else in here. I think they added more levels in this game or something. I forget. But that version's pretty good. A game that I played a lot. Okay, I have a lot of connection to this game, because when it came to basketball games, I never was really good at them. The only thing I could ever do in basketball games was a layup, and I could never, for the life of me, I could never, ever figure out how to shoot the ball. Ever. Just a jump shot, a three-point, I could never figure out how to shoot. So anytime I played basketball, the only thing I did was lay it up or dunk it. And I still won, but it wasn't as epic as a corner three or a fadeaway two or something. So when I got this game for the Genesis that I bought years ago, and when I played for the first time, it taught me how to shoot from mid range and from far. And that's what really changed basketball games for me, because I never knew how to do it, and this game said, oh, you had to hold down the button when he does it, when he's at the top of his jump, let it go, and he'll shoot the ball. And I still remember to this day when I first did it for the first time, I think I was the Sixers. I was the Sixers at that time, and I think I was facing either the Jazz or the Bulls. I don't remember which one. I think it was the Jazz. And I remember I was in the three, and I shot it, and I made it. And that was the very first field goal I ever made. And I still remember it, and it's always holds so dear to my heart, because I still remember the first day I made that field goal. And ever since then, I've made more ever since. So, but I'll show it to you now, and that'll be NBA Action 94. I love this game. I still do. And it's not complete, though, unfortunately, which is fine. But I still remember all the quotes. I still remember all the teams. I still remember the season mode. I played so much of this game ever since I found out how to do the shots and everything. I probably played this for another like month and a half straight, just because it was just so cool to finally figure out to shoot it and everything, and I just love doing it. So, but I definitely played that game a lot, but not as much as this one. Another game hold dear to my heart. I still played it, still do, still love it. I'll never trade for anything in the world, but it would be NBA Jam on the Genesis. Comparing it between this version and the Super Nintendo version, I think I like this version better. But from my point of view, for both versions, I think it automatically determines what version you grew up on, because both of them are so similar. They're literally exactly the same, just a few noise changes. That's about it. So personally for me, I think it's just whatever version you grew up on is the version you like better. And for me, since it's the Genesis version I grew up on, I like the Genesis version better. Nothing wrong with that. There could be someone out there who plays a Super Nintendo version likes that one better. I think it's just determines on who played it on what system more. And this is the version I played it on. And I still remember the first day I played this, and I still remember the awesome jams and the announcer. Oh my goodness, I love the announcer. And just everything about it. You just gotta love Jam. I loved it. I still do. I don't play it as much, though, because I do get frustrated a lot with that game. But I still play it from time to time. And then they made kind of a sequel to it, but not exactly. But it's NBA Jam Tournament Edition. It is sun faded a little bit. I got this game, I think it was last year or the year before, but I got it at the Berlin Market. Someone was selling it for like $3. This game goes for like 15 or 20. And so I bought it from her for like $3. And you know, it's not bad. I mean, I'm a little upset because, you know, the inside looks so perfect and colorful, and then the outside looks faded and dull and dumb. But it's not bad, you know, considering it, you know, being sun faded. I guess I could let that go a little bit. It is a little annoying, though. Don't get me wrong. But I kind of just let it go because finding a game like that is kind of hard to find, you know, for that price. So I couldn't beat it when I found it. So definitely fun. I don't play that much. I don't play that version as much because I didn't really grow up on this one. Not to say it's bad or anything. I just not my preference. I'd rather just play the original. NHL '96. I don't know why I got this. I think the only reason why I bought this one is because my Uncle Dave used to play NHL games a lot. And he said the first time he ever played an NHL game was NHL '96 on Genesis and PlayStation 1. And I don't have the PlayStation 1 version, but I had the Genesis version. And this is when we started playing hockey. And how how I'm into hockey now and stuff. But this was kind of made me got into hockey was this game. And it's just fun to play. Like, I always liked hockey. I never was into hockey, but over the years, like, I started to have more appreciation of it just because of, like, the fights and the hits and the charges and the slap shots and the one-timers. Like, I just love it that much. And the best sound ever is when you hear the puck hit the goalpost. It makes that ting sound. It never gets old to me. But yeah, the only reason why I have that is because Dave remembers it, and I saw it in the store, and I was like, I guess I'll get it, and I got it. So, I got Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures, Dreamcast. Wow, Genesis. Not too bad. It's not your average Pac-Man game. It's more like a 2D adventure game. So, not too bad. Not my favorite, but it ain't bad. I got Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure. Everyone knows about Pitfall, so nothing new there. A very expensive game that I got for a cheap price. I don't remember exactly how this worked, but I think I paid 15. Could be 12. 12 or 15, I forget which one. But paid 12 or 15, and I'll be Rocket Knight Adventures. They made a sequel called Sparkster, which that game goes for about almost $100. And I told myself I'll probably never even look at this game or probably ever get it. And then I got one of them. So, it's a very good game. It is complete. I can see why people, like, really rate this game high. And why this game is so expensive. Like, I can understand why now, because it's just that good. So, 2D fighting game. Not too good, but it's pretty decent for what it is, and it's Samurai Showdown. Not my most favorite game in the world. It's not complete, just the game. Not my most favorite game in the world, but it's not a bad fighting game. We got a Sega classic. That'd be Shadow Dancer: The Secret of Shinobi. I got this from someone that I know. And like I said, I never really got into this one, but it's just cool to have. So, another plastic one. Got Sonic and Knuckles. in a plastic. It's not in the paper that they used to come in, but just the game. Whoop. Just the game. I forgot I did that with the opening up the top. So I have most of the Sonic games. I'm not going to spend every single moment showing you all the Sonic games. Just take my word for it that the only version I'm missing is just 3D Blast, but you know, I have the original Sega Classic version, but still the original. Sonic 2, I think everyone knows about that. The recent edition was Sonic 3, is the one I was missing the other day, or a few months ago, actually. And then my favorite one is Sonic Spinball. I love this game. I adore this game. Alright, so that's all the Sonic games. I just missing 3D Blast. As soon as I get that, I have all the Sonic games, and I can't wait. I'm still looking for it, and I can't find it still. I'm still upset. So, I'll find it one day. So, I have Spider-Man and the X-Men on the Genesis. Pretty good game. I like this game. The only thing that sucks about this, it's only one player. I think they could have made this two-player with all the characters and stuff they have in here, but I choose Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero. I don't care what people say. He's still my favorite. Yeah, I think they could have made it two-player, just because a lot of parts get very difficult, and I think another person would make it a lot easier, but it's alright. Game Subterranea as well in the Genesis. Pretty good game. This one likes to get stuck a lot, but there's the complete. Pretty good game. Not my most favorite in the world, but it's a good shooting game. It's pretty good. For what it is, it's pretty good. So, I played a lot of shooting games that are a lot better than that, but that one's not that bad. So, I got a copy of Super Battleship in the Genesis in the cardboard sleeve. Wow, I can't talk right now. Not too bad. Little corner edges, a little messed up, but other than that, it's not that bad. Super High Impact. Just another football game. Nothing too special. It was just an arcade game that they ported to Genesis. Yes, a very good game. Got this probably about last month or so. Super Monaco GP. An awesome game. I actually remember the first time I played this, I was in a dentist office, and they had I don't know, they had it's like a giant kiosk, and I remember there's a wheel, the gas pedal, and the brake, and then there's the shift, and not the shift, the stick shift to the side. And I remember you stand up in the machine, start the game, and it was this game, Super Monaco, and I remember playing it all the time when I was at the dentist office. Every single time I was there, the first thing I went to was that game, because it was so much fun. I loved it. And, you know, to this day, I mean, they got rid of it, but now I have the Genesis version to replay all my good times on it. But definitely a good racing game. The graphics, not the greatest still, but I think it still holds up with gameplay, because it's just still that good. Yes. Okay, so earlier I showed you Booger Man on the Genesis, but also with that as well, I got another game that is kind of rare, but more sought after than rare, and that's Steel Empire on the Genesis. It's not complete, it's just the game. But this game goes for a lot of money on eBay. I've seen them go for at least 50 to maybe like $100, just the game. But I don't know what it is now, but a few months ago it was pretty expensive. But I found this one at my game store for about like $10. So, you know, I was very happy to find it, because I've been looking for it for a while now. And, you know, I told myself that I was only going to get Genesis. I was only going to get 64 and Dreamcast games, because I want to finish my 64 collection, and then I want to beef up my Genesis. Oh my gosh. Beef up my Dreamcast games, because I don't have many compared to my other consoles. So I want to get more with the Dreamcast games. And so I decided to get Steel Empire, and played it for like 3 hours, and that game gets very hard very quickly. So, nonetheless, it's still a good game. I still recommend it. I got Taz and Escape from Mars. Marvin Martian and Taz are probably my favorite Looney Tune characters. Not of all time, but they're definitely up there. Tecmo Super Bowl. Always loved Tecmo games. I always loved the Tecmo Super Bowl games. They were always fun to play. Uh, this is a weird name, but Tecmo Super NBA Basketball. uh, a good game. Just said the shooting mechanic is very off in this game. It just not responsive. Everything else is fine. It's just the shooting mechanic is really weird, and I don't like it. So another game that's kind of hard to find. TMNT Tournament Fighters on the Genesis. This version actually goes for a lot more than the Super Nintendo version. But I got it for like a pretty good price, so I'm pretty happy about it. It is complete as well, so it's pretty good. So I'm happy to finally have that in my collection. Couple of cases here. The Death and Return of Superman. Another cool front cover I like. Just the game. It has that stupid sticker on the front, but nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. It's not too bad. It's okay. It's not great. I think I played better. I got the Incredible Hulk in a white case as well. Just the game. Actually, I like this game a lot better than that one. Just because you can break things. So, and that's what Hulk does. He just destroys stuff. So, it makes it better. Copy of The Lion King. Nothing new about there. It's not complete, just the game. One of the hardest games ever made on the Genesis, so everyone knows about that. Kind of a hidden gem on the Genesis. Techno Clash. It's kind of like Terminator. No, let's put it this way. It's kind of like the iRobot movie with all the robots. It's kind of like that with a mixture of like a wizard, like wizards. Like it's basically like wizards versus robots. I don't ask. I'm not the person who made it. But it's actually not that bad, and this game gets very hard. I do remember playing this a lot. It's just a game. I do remember playing this a lot, and it's pretty cool. It's almost like a RPG-ish element because you can like roam around and stuff, but it also has that fighting of like almost like a Final Fantasy kind of fight in a way. But at times there's little cut scenes and there's monologues and stuff like that. But it's definitely a hidden gem. I haven't seen this on eBay at all. So it might be on there, might be not, but I definitely recommend it if you like games like that. So I like it, and I probably will never play it again because it's just too hard for me. But it's actually not that bad. Tom and Jerry and Frantic Antics. Not a really good game at all. I love Tom and Jerry. I still do. Just complete. I love Tom and Jerry forever. One of my favorite cartoons of all time. But this game isn't really that worth much talking about. It's not that good. Alright, so coming down to the last couple here. Top Gear 2 on the Genesis. It's not complete, just the game. But this game is actually rare. I don't know why, but for some reason this game is a lot rarer than other racing games. I don't know why, but I found that out the other day, so I thought that was pretty cool. A game that I hold another close to my heart, and probably another awesome cover that I don't know why, I just love this cover. But that'll be Vector Man on the Genesis. It's in the cardboard sleeve. You can see right here. I just love how he's like going out of the cover, like he's hitting the Genesis, like he's breaking it, and like he's coming at you. I don't know. I just love that. An awesome game. I love this game so much. Probably my second favorite game on the Genesis is probably this one. And oh my gosh, I can't explain to you how much I love this game. I remember the first time playing it. I was like, what kind of game is this? I'm like, I've never heard of this. And then I kept going through, and then I finally got to play, and I was like, okay, so I'm a green robot. Okay, fair enough. I'm walking through, and he's running. I'm like, okay, this ain't bad. And then an enemy popped up, and I was like, oh, crap, what do I do now? And I remember pressing all the buttons. I'm like, what do I do? And I still remember when he put his hand up with, and just shot it. I was like, dude, that's awesome. So I kept doing it. Went like that. And it reminded me a lot of Mega Man. with the Mega Buster that Mega Man uses. And there's jumping, there's platforming, but it's also collecting. And then there's bosses, and then it just got hard. Let's put it that way. It was basically Mega Man, just not as hard as Mega Man, but it's similar to Mega Man. I definitely like the sequel. I don't know how expensive the sequel is, but I definitely want the sequel because I've seen gameplay of it and it looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, the first one was still pretty good, but the second one made it a lot better. And I just really want that version, but I can't find a good price on it right now. But definitely, Vector Man is still an amazing game. Got I think it's the last white cover one, World Heroes. I never really played it. I probably played it for about 5 minutes and then gave up. All I know is it's just a 2D fighting game. That's all I know. Yes, this is actually a really weird game. This is I don't say it's the very first one, but I know it's one of the very few that came out. But it's a first-person shooting game, Zero Tolerance. I don't really know much about this game. All I know is that I think you're like an assassin or something, or a soldier, and you just shoot stuff, like enemies, and I think there's aliens or something. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. It's been so long. But it's actually the first attempt at a 3D shooting game, and it's actually not that bad. The controls are very, very wonky, but, you know, you kind of let that slide because it's such an old game, so, but it's not that bad. I wouldn't recommend it now, considering there's GoldenEye and other games out. But if you want like an old retro game like that, I would go for Zero Tolerance. Definitely, it's still pretty hard with the controls, but I think over time I just got used to them, so I can somewhat play it a little bit. But it's not as good as like other people I've seen. So, but it's pretty good in a sense of that there is sound, so it's not like the same sound over and over again on the gun or like the enemies. So they're all different, and they made it pretty cool. They put a mini map in the game, which is pretty nice. So that was a nice addition because it was very difficult to just walk around. So, but anyway, last game, awesome game. Love this game as well. Very, I wouldn't say expensive, but it's high up there, and that's Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Again, it's just a game. The Super Nintendo version, I don't know which one I like better. I like the Genesis version better because the sound quality is better on this version, and it gets me more immersed into the game. But there's one thing that this version doesn't have that the Super Nintendo version does. They have all the same weapons, but in the Super Nintendo version was the only version to get a flamethrower. You don't get it in this game. Even if you beat the game, you still don't get it. So the only reason I like the Super Nintendo version is because the flamethrower is so overpowered in the Super Nintendo version. Like, it's like a 2-second kill of anything. And the Genesis version made it a lot harder by not having it in there. But then again, I kind of like that because it makes the game more of like, you have to think. More like strategic-wise. Whereas the Super Nintendo version, you can just run with a flamethrower and just kill everything without even blinking. And it just got stupid. I mean, it was still fun, but it just got dumb and repetitive. Whereas this game was more of like you had to think about it before you went into battle. So, awesome game. This game goes for about $30. I think I actually got mine for like $25, I think. But it goes for about $25, $30, maybe $35. But I definitely recommend it to anybody. 2-player is a lot of fun. I love playing it with a 2-player, so definitely a good game. So, but anyway, guys, that's it. Tired, I'm out of breath. But I told you it was going to be a lot longer, just because, I haven't done a video in so long. But just a few more things. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do another video again. It's kind of hard to make a video when you're busy at work, and then you come home, you're tired, and it's also hard to make another video when you just want to be by yourself. I've tried a couple times to make a video, but I just can't get myself to finish it, and I just end up scrapping it. But it is what it is. I'm trying to fit this back into where I used to could do this again. But it's just very difficult right now, and I don't know if I will do that again, or I might make more. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because as of right now, it's like I said, it's pretty difficult. I mean, if I'll make one, I'll throw one in there here and there if I can. Which I still say it's better than making none. But that's just that. And the other thing is, was it this Saturday? I think this Saturday I'm actually going out with a couple of the guys, and we're going out and get some stuff. But I probably won't make that video until next week because on Saturday I'm gonna be busy, and then Sunday I'm gonna be busy, and then I'm back to work again Monday. So I won't be able to put that whole video up. But I'll try to somewhat put a video in. If I can't, I'll just post a picture on my Instagram page, which I'll leave my Instagram down below in the description if you want to follow that. So you know what I got, and I always post pictures on there of what I get. So if I can't make a video, I'll just post it on there, and I'll just leave it at that. Which I've been doing for a while now, just posting a picture and not making a video, just because it's just too much time. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'm sorry. I'm almost an hour of video. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But like I said, I haven't done one in so long. I think it's kind of worthy of having a longer video. Guys, I might do another video, man. I might do a Dreamcast collection. I've been wanting to do that one. I got a lot of good ones in there, a lot. I might do do my collections again for some of the videos I have, because that was from a few months ago, and I got a lot more stuff since then. So I think it'd be better if I made another one or something. So just because I have a lot more, I might do a PS2 one. I don't know, because I have a lot of games for that. So you can't see even the bottom row. So I might do that, or I might do something else. I don't know. But I definitely want to make a Dreamcast collection video. It won't be as long because there's not as many, but there's some pretty good ones in there. So, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. I will leave my Instagram name at the bottom, like I said, to follow me on there, see everything I got. And like I said, whenever I can make a video, I'll put it up. It's probably just going to be for a little while. It's going to be like this. So, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.